Yeah, how much years of experience in React.js?
1 year experience in ReactJs, sir.
Okay, we are hiring React.js, pure React.js developer. Okay, for the
Oh,
React.js developer role. So this interview will be full of React.js. We will be concentrating. Okay.
okay,
So
sir.
what you know about React? What is React?
React is an open source front-end JavaScript library. Um, it's used to building interface and especially for a single page application. It is used for handling view layer for web and mobile apps.
Okay, when React.js was developed.
Um, it's developed by React was created by Jordan Work, a software engineer worked from Facebook. Uh,
Okay,
uh,
okay, fine, yeah, good. What are the major features of React?
the major features of React are I its user virtual DOM instead of real DOM. Considering that a real DOM manipulation are expensive, supports server side rendering, follows initial data follow or data building.
Okay, do you know about JSX?
Yeah, this is an XML like syntax extensions to ECMAScript. Basically it is just provides us in syntax is so good for the React to create element function.
Okay, your what extension you are using in your React code? .js files or .jsx files?
.js.
Okay, do you know any differences between them? Why people are using .js and .jsx? Okay, what's the difference between element and a component?
Element is an plain object describing with what you want to appear on the screen in the terms of DOM nodes or other components. Elements can contain other elements in the props creating a React element in caps.
Okay. What are the type of components? What are in how many ways we can create a component in React?
What, sir? Come again, sir.
In what are the types we can create component? How you are usually creating component, like function component or class based component, like that.
We are using a function component for creating components, sir.
Okay. Do you have any experience on class based components?
No, sir.
Okay. Fully you are using function based components.
Function. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, good. Did you know about any pure components? Did you have used that in your project?
No, sir.
Okay, okay, fine. What do you mean state in React?
Uh, State is basically used for storing the data from
Sorry,
node to
can you please a little louder?
usually states was used for storing the data from um, when I'm getting data from backend, it will stored in state in front end.
Okay, like that mean that is a object. Okay, in our React
Okay.
component that is a object. In that object we will store data. Okay, yeah, fine.
Okay.
Do you use the props also in React?
Yes, sir.
What about that?
Props are inputs to component. They are single values or object containing a set of values that are passed to components on creation using naming convention. Similar to HTML tag attributes, they are data passed down from a mm, parent component to child component.
Mm-hmm.
Primary purpose of the React providing pass custom data to your component. Um, Triggered state changes used via the React props inside components are rendered.
Okay, so we have used the state and the props also in your project. Do you know about any differences between those?
Yes, sir. Both props and states are plain JavaScript object, while both of them hold information that uh, influences that output output of render. Uh, the difference uh, the difference in functionality with respect to component props get passed to the components similar to functions. Parameters are whereas that state managed within the component is similar to verbs declared within a function.
Okay. Hmm. Did you know about callback? Did you use that?
Yes, sir. Um,
Can you explain about that little bit?
mm, yes, sir. Uh, we can use arrow function to wrap around around the event and handler or and pass parameters. That uh,
Okay, okay. Okay, what about synthetic events in React? Did you know about that synthetic events?
no, sir.
Okay. Did you know about refs? REFS in React.
Yes, sir.
Can you explain that?
The ref is used to retain the reference to the element. They should be avoided in most cases. However, they can be used when you need a directly access to the DOM elements or an instance of a component.
Okay, how do you create the refs in React?
There are two ways to create a ref, sir. Uh, a recently added approach refs are created using React React.create refs method, a function method, and the attributes to React elements here. The ref attributes in the ref uses through the component just assign the ref to the uh, interface property within the constructor.
Okay, did you know about the virtual DOM concept in React?
Yes, sir. In which full DOM is a memory represent of real DOM. The representation of the UI is kept in a memory and synchronized the real DOM. Uh, right, that's all, sir.
Okay, how virtual DOM works in React?
Whenever any underletting the data changes, the UI re-render the virtual DOM representation. Then the difference between the processed DOM presentation and the new new one is uh, calculated. Once the calculated or the done, the real term will updated with the one thing have actually changed. That's all, sir.
Okay. Did you know the difference between shadow DOM and virtual DOM?
Yes, sir. The DOM is a browser technology designed primarily for scoping variables and CSS in web components. The virtual DOM is a concept implemented by libraries in JavaScript on the top browsers APIs.
Okay. So, what is controlled components and uncontrolled components?
Controlled components means uh, that controls the input element within the forms on subsequently user input called controlled component. Example, every state's mission which the have assigned handler function. Uncontrolled component means that once that stored their own state in internally, and you query the document DOM using the ERF find to create value when you need it. This is a bit more like a traditional HTML.
Okay. What are the different phases of component lifecycle?
Uh, Component will mount did update, and component will unmount.
Oh,
Did phases.
okay. How do you achieve lifecycle in function-based components?
I'm not using function components, sir. We are able to use that IRA function also in user file, saying we are using uh, that life cycles.
Sorry, I'm not able to get. Can you repeat?
Uh, I'm not using that account class component in our project, sir.
Okay.
Okay, we are using use state using that class components.
Use state in class component.
Use effect, sir, use effect
Okay. With the use effect, in which component you are using use effect?
component did mount date or component will unmount.
No, no. Like use effect you are using. Why you are using use effect, and what is use effect? Why we needed to use that?
We are when
Did you have used that use effect?
Yes, sir.
In which
Uh,
component you have used? Class-based component or function-based component?
Function based component.
Okay. Why we using that? What is the importance of that? What are we can achieve via that use
Mm,
effect?
okay. We need to call an API when I'm go to first page now. It will using we used for the use of it, sir. We need to render again the page now. We are using that use effect.
Use effect. Like you are telling, like in first render, if we need to call any API means we
We
can
can call,
use
yeah,
use effect
use
inside
of it.
user. Okay.
Yeah.
So like if any properties changes, any state changes, we need to call some functions. In that place, how do you achieve that in React?
Is same as that use of it. We will inside that
Sorry,
if
can you talk a little bit louder?
yes, sir. Uh, we want to render again that it now you can pass an argument or anything. You can pass an argument. It will render the changes. That time it will call that function or render again the like that.
Mhm.
Something like
Okay. Did you have used higher order components in your projects, in previous projects?
oh yes sir. In higher order component is a function takes a component and return a new components. Basically it's pattern that driven react components method. Uh, uh, the cases are the code reuse logic and bootstrap abs- abstraction, render hijacking, state attributes, abstraction and manipulation, props multiplication. We are
Mm,
using for that higher order component.
okay. What is context?
Context provide a way to pass data through the component there tree without having to pass props down manually to enter level.
Okay, what is reconciliation?
Uh, no, sir, I don't know.
Mm, in React algorithm that will become okay.
Okay.
Okay. Did you know about state component, stateless component? What is mean that?
Mm, state component and the stateless component.
Yeah.
Yes.
Stateless component means functional component. Okay.
Okay.
Stateful component means class-based component. That I have mean. Okay. Go through about that.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay. What are the advantages of React?
Advantages of data are increase the application performance with the virtual DOM. JSX makes code easier to read and write. It's render both on client and the server side. Easy to interact with the framework Angular backbone, or since that it's a only view library. Easy to write unit and interaction test with the tools such as just
There are limitations of React.
there are few limitations of React. React is just a view library, not a full framework. Um, there is a learning curve for beginners who are new to web development. Uh, Interaction set into a traditional MVM framework required some additional configuration. The code complexity is increases with the inline templating and the JSX. Uh, Too many similar components are learning to our engineer energy or energies
Mhm.
engineer. Okay.
Okay. How to enable production mode in React? Okay,
Uh, sorry, I don't know about that.
okay, fine. What are the hooks you have used?
Um, Use data use effect.
Okay. Then for what purpose you have used that hooks? Why you have used use state and use effect? Use effect you have explained before itself. For what purpose you are using use state in React?
Uh, we are using storing the data, sir, from API for
Okay,
use state.
like only not only we are storing the API data only. Okay,
Okay.
we can store any data. We can manipulate anything in a React component. We can store the data directly in state. Okay.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Mm, in did you worked on response web pages?
Yes, sir.
Sorry.
Yes, sir. I'm working on responsive.
Okay, for responsive to responsive, what how you achieving responsive in the React website?
Manually using the
Like media queries.
media query, like that. Media
Okay,
query, and we are using in our project time we are using ion reactor. So it's give manually the component response website. It will give manually the responsiveness
okay.
from.
Um, did you using any libraries packages like Material AI, Entity, like that? Any you are using anything for styling purpose?
We are using ionic reactor for styling and styling and rendering and mobile version and web version agent on websites.
Okay. Now, do you have used a router?
Yeah, sir.
What is the use of router?
Uh, we need to we need to go one another to page now. We can use that
Can you bit? Can you
router
bit?
page.
Can you talk a bit louder? Can you repeat, please? What is the use of React router?
React router is a powerful routing library built on top. React helps to add new screens and flows to your application applications.
Okay.
We
What are the
can go to another page now. You can using a browser router like that.
types of React routers?
I don't know, sir.
Okay, actually there are three types of routers. Okay, browser router, hash router, memory router. Okay, depend
Okay,
upon on the requirement we will use that. Okay.
okay.
Okay. How do you how do you redirect from one page to another page in React?
Uh, we are using the history that push like that. History that push is which that replace. We are using that word that to redirect to another page, sir.
Oh, okay. In which package that history you will import? In
React
which?
router DOM.
Mhm. Okay. Did you use any testing packages like just? reduced flex concepts, like display flex, justify content filter, like that. Flex concepts in React, in CSS.
Mm, what sir? Can you again, sir?
Flex, FLUX, flex for styling purposes. Display flex.
Oh yes, sir.
For what purpose we are using that?
We need to responsiveness. No, you can use that, sir. Flex concept. We need to row column like that. We need to center that any component or anything.
Okay, display flex. Uh,
Uh,
okay, what are the properties we have used in that? Display flex and another thing.
Display flex, display justify content center. Okay.
Okay, fine. Did you have
Okay.
used Redux management system?
No, sir.
Why? How do you managing state in your project, previous projects? Using with only state and the props, you are managing state in your project, not using the Redux.
Or with that good get details from platforms now.
Can you please talk a little bit louder?
Oh yeah, sir. We can use that state props only, sir. Otherwise we can form purpose now. We can use that. We are using that parameter, sir.
Okay. Did you use the debugging in React so
Yes, sir.
how do you debug in React?
We need to I'm using in Node.js, but in React now it's still when I'm tag like debug when I'm render now it will stop that
Can
debug.
you talk a little bit louder? I'm not able to hear you.
We can use that what stages are calling the AP, what's the value or rendering or not, or getting that value to one place to another variable or anything. Can use for the debug in React. uh,
Okay. Did you use the memo or you use memo in React
mm,
or lazy? What do you mean lazy? React lazy compound. Did you not use that use memo? You that that hooks?
what's it?
Did you not use it that use memo? Use callback like the things?
We are using the yes, I'm using that React memo, sir. Class component can be redirected to retrieved from re-rendering when their input props are same using a pure component or should component update. Now we can do the same within the function component by wrapping in the React memo.
Mm-hmm. Okay. React is client side rendering or server side rendering? Hello, can you hear me?
Server side rendering. Sorry.
React is server side rendering.
Mm,
No, no, no. Like React is client side rendering. Okay, that is a
okay.
future. We can also use that React for server side rendering. But mainly that is we are using for client side rendering. Okay.
Okay.
Do you know about diffing algorithm?
No, sir.
Okay. Did you face any re-rendering issues while doing development in your previous projects? Re-rendering issues.
Re-rendering issues, sir.
Yeah.
Uh, okay.
While doing
So,
development, some functions calling repeatedly.
yes, sir. We are passing without passing, and in on click, we can pass any argument. Now we need to give parameter. If we no need parameter, now no need to call that no need to pass argument parameter like that.
Okay. Did you know about prop drilling?
Yes, sir. Prop telling is the process by which you pass data from one component of the component componency to another by going through our components that we need not need the data but one help in processing it around.
Okay. Did you know about TypeScript? Did you use TypeScript in ReactJS?
Yes, sir.
Why we using TypeScript and ReactJS? Any advantages or that?
Yes, sir. We need to in TypeScript we need to declare what type of that functions can in state now it can give what type of data we need to store like string or boolean boolean values or array of object or arrays object something we need that we need to declare the data types in array TypeScript.
Okay, okay, okay. Okay, yeah. The last question. What is the latest version of ReactJS?
Now currently version 18.2.0 sir in that version.
Okay, yeah, okay. Okay, but overall, you done well. But for 1 year of experience, this is okay. Okay, but you need to improve also. You need to improve all concepts. Also, you need to improve practice well. Okay.
Okay sir.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All the best. I will report to HR. She will let you know the next
Mm,
processes.
okay, thank you sir.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye.